beautiful people, welcome and welcome back to my channel. This is Top Notes by A. My name is Amanda. Today I want to share with you 7 fragrances that are leaving my collection. So this is my first declutter video of 2024. These fragrances have been in my collection for a while. I love some of these fragrances, and there is one particular one that I love it. Sorry, I don't like it at all, but I love the bottle. I love the look of the bottle, the color of the bottle, but it has been sitting there and just taking up space. I don't love it. It doesn't bring me joy, and I finally decided to let go of some of these fragrances. Some of these fragrances, guys, honestly are really good fragrances, except that I don't reach for it, or I have fragrances that I reach for that are similar to these fragrances, and so I have to let them go. If you guys are interested, stay tuned. Guys, the first fragrance that is leaving my collection is from Al Zafran, and this is Tarub Al Hadba. This one, I even have a review of this fragrance in my collection. Citrus, coconut, vanilla fragrance, very summery, very vacation fragrance, except that I have Soleil Blanc, I have Rose d'Amalfi from Tom Ford. I'm not saying that Rose d'Amalfi is the same as this fragrance, but it puts me in the same vibe. I have Soleil Blanc from Tom Ford. I love the coconutty powderiness that I get from Soleil Blanc from Tom Ford, and this one, the citrus is in here coupled with the coconut and the vanilla makes it a really vacationing fragrance, except that I don't reach for it. So for the fact that I don't reach for this fragrance and it's sitting there, I'm like, let me sell this fragrance or give it away. I'm not saying that so that I can introduce more fragrance to my collection, but I do review fragrances, so I do have more fragrances coming in for me to review. I'm trying this year to not like over consume fragrances, but to have fragrances in my collection that I will use. Even if I review the fragrance and I love it, if it's a fragrance that I see myself not thinking about, not reaching for, I will declutter it from my collection. That being said, once again, this fragrance, really beautiful coconutty vanilla fragrance, very vacation, vacation appropriate fragrance. But because I do have Tom Ford Soleil Blanc, which gives me similar vibes to this, I'm letting go of this fragrance. I move on. Another fragrance that is leaving my collection is from Ellis Brooks. This one, I wanted to buy this fragrance for the longest time. I bought it, I enjoyed it. Sometimes I don't. It smells like spoiled milk. This is Vanilla Milk by Ellis Brooks. I got mine from Sephora during one of the VIB sales. I was able to get 20% off this fragrance. This fragrance, the only time I reach for this fragrance is when it's really cold. When it's very, 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 very cold is when this fragrance smells really awesome on my skin. The vanilla in here, the lactonic notes in here, it's so good, but I only get it when it's cold. Apart from that, whenever I reach for this fragrance, all I get is this spoiled milk mixed with vanilla, and it doesn't bring me joy. I want to reach for my fragrances and not think that it's gonna smell spoiled on me, and that is what this gives me, except when it's freezing cold, and then this really smells really, really nice. That being said, the fact that I don't reach for it lately, and I have used it though when it's freezing cold, I have used it, but I'm not reaching for it. It's been, we are in January and I did not reach for this. Yesterday I tried it and it smelled spoiled on my skin. So this one from Ellis Brooks, Vanilla Milk, is leaving my collection. Guys, before I move on, I have actually set up my Macquarie, and I have set it up that it's now working. So I will list some of these fragrances in my Macari. Also, I want to say that thank you guys so much. I made it to 1,000 subscribers, so I will have a giveaway coming up really soon for making it to 1,000 subscribers. I thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. Let's move on. I have this. Guys, this is my only menthol fragrance in my collection. This is called Bakal. This fragrance, it's so thick, it's woody, it's woody, it stays on your skin for days on end. It's a little bit smoky, except I don't use this fragrance. The last time I sprayed this fragrance was when I reviewed it for YouTube. And even that video, it took me months before I posted that video. So I can honestly say that it's been like a year and a half since I have actually reached for this fragrance. And so I'm going to declutter it from my collection. It's a beautiful fragrance, except I'm not reaching for it. I'm not craving it. I'm not thinking about it. So I want this to leave my collection to go to a good home, and maybe I can replace it with a menthol that I will reach for. I move on. Guys, finally, this fragrance that I have a love-hate relationship with, it's finally leaving my collection. I cannot do it anymore. I cannot have a fragrance in my collection that I'm not reaching for. I cannot have a fragrance in my collection simply because I love the bottle. I did not buy the fragrance for the bottle. I bought it for the juice inside the bottle. And as much as I love my Bond number 9 to look a certain way, as much as I love the fragrance bottle, I hate the juice in the bottle. I hate it so much. This one has chestnut, and I found out that it's the chestnut that comes off pukey, nauseating on my skin. And most people that have smelled this fragrance also complain of that nauseating, pukey smell. And for that reason, finally, I'm letting go of this fragrance. This is called New Bond Street by Bond number 9, and I will list this on my Macari. There are people that actually love chestnut in their fragrance, so I know somebody would definitely give this fragrance a good home. I do have Jo Malone, Lime, Basil, and Mandarin. This is a very fresh, citrusy fragrance that I got that it has brought me joy, except I'm not reaching for it. I have more fragrances nowadays. I have a fragrance from Lattafa. I think it's called Royal Blends, that gives me similar vibes to this one. And so I haven't reached for this one the whole summer. Last year's summer, I did not reach for this fragrance. And for that reason, I will let go of Jo Malone, Lime, Basil, and Mandarin. I move on. From Tiziana Terenzi, this is one of my first Tiziana Terenzi fragrances that I introduced to my collection. This is Sienna, leather, cypress, juniper. This fragrance has incense, myrrh, patchouli. You guys know I love my patchouli fragrances, except even though I don't have anything that quite smells like this fragrance, I don't reach for it. It's leathery, it's woody. Actually, no, I do have something quite similar to this. It's from Lattafa. I cannot put my finger on it. I want to say Ik Al Shook, but not quite. But I don't reach for this at all. The last time I sprayed this was like a year and a half ago, and it shouldn't be like that. So for that reason, Tiziana Terenzi Sienna is gonna leave my collection. Guys, this fragrance is leaving my collection, and it's Bittersweet. This one, I do have a dedicated review to this one. It's the fragrance that I got from Tiziana Terenzi. This is from Tiziana Terenzi. This is the fragrance that, you know, let me fall in love with vanilla and gourmand smelling fragrances. This one, I do have a dedicated review to this fragrance. I love this fragrance. I love the fragrance, and it's bittersweet for me to let go of this fragrance. But I have fragrances like Nibras, like Billie Eilish, like Lira from Zerjoff. I have I have fragrances from Acro, even though it's not vanilla, it's, you know, lemon tart from Acro. I have Tales from Zanzibar. I have fragrances that I feel like, as much as I love Alcantara, they are better than Alcantara. And for the past year and a half, I have not craved this fragrance. I have not reached for this fragrance. I see it. I sometimes even forget that I have this fragrance in my collection. So for that reason, I want you to go to a good home. And this is really bittersweet for me, but I have to let it go. I know. Guys, thank you for making it this far. These are the 7 fragrances that are leaving my collection right now, beginning of the year. These fragrances has to leave my collection. Some of the fragrances that I showed you, I love them. Some of them I like. Some of them is really a bittersweet, you know, bittersweet moment for me to let go of Alcantara, but I don't reach for it, and I needed to go to a better home. My Macari is up and running, so I will list these fragrances on my Macari. Until I see you on another video, guys, stay blessed, smell fabulous, and bye for now.